What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, creator of the Outright Bar, and Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com. Yesterday, I did my video about the OCB, making it so their pros cannot compete in NPC shows. Because, well, they're OCB pros. They can't compete in a non-tested organization because that makes you part of the problem. Well, you know what? It's time to go hard. Talk about a problem. What about if I unveil to you the biggest scam in bodybuilding history? What if I unveil to you something that is meant to take more and more money out of your pocket and keep you in their web so you spend more and more money on things you don't need? What if I was to unveil a way that one organization, under the guise of being natural and pure, sucked money like leeches suck blood out of their competitors? An organization that does not have the best interest of the natural athlete in mind. I'll tell you this, I don't have to do this. I don't have to donate to natural bodybuilding. I love the sport. Love it. I love bodybuilding in any form. I love bodybuilding. I love the athletes because I respect the work. I've competed naturally. I've competed enhanced. And it's much harder naturally. Once you get below a certain body fat, your hormones drop, you go into survival mode. You're at work because, well, you ain't going to pay your bills as a natural bodybuilder. And what's going to happen? Your work's going to suffer. Your relationships are going to suffer. You're a warrior. You're a competitor. You're doing it for the love of pushing yourself and for a sport that is thankless. Unless you're standing on that stage displaying your hard work. Like a carpenter who just built their first house, admiring it, the stone, the brick, because you're building it brick by brick by brick, putting down the adhesive, putting the brick down and building it. From every morsel of food you eat, from every pound, ounce of weight you lift, every minute of cardio you do, you're a warrior. And it takes a certain special douchebag to take advantage of this, take advantage of people. And that's why I think by supporting the OCB, you are part of the problem. I'm going to point to two things the OCB does. And no, this is not libel. This is not slander because it's factual. And if it is not factual, what I am pointing out, I will gladly do a retraction video and promote the hell out of the OCB, which I still will do because I love the promoters. I'm just urging the promoters to get on with another organization. Your show is awesome because you are awesome. The OCB does nothing for you. In fact, they bring you into this racket to rip off the competitors that you care about. The polygraph. 2 years ago, the ANBF got rid of the polygraph. So the gentleman who created the polygraph, his last name was Larson. Larson regretting ever inventing the polygraph. Shortly after his death of a heart attack in 1965, Larson wrote, "Beyond my expectation, through uncontrollable factors, the scientific investigation became for practical purposes a Frankenstein's monster, which I have spent over 40 years combating." The polygraph, while well-intentioned, does nothing. And there are even natural bodybuilding trainers who give natural bodybuilders advice on how to pass lie detector tests. I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. Actually, you don't, but I do. So, with ANBF and other outfits getting rid of polygraphs and putting the money into more, things that work, like more urine testing, here's the deal with bodybuilding. Does anybody really care who got fifth? No. Here's the answer. You piss test the top 1 and 2. And then, you know what? You're going on people's words. Another thing is, let's look at the statute, right? Like OCB has a 7-year drug-free policy. Who the hell decided 7 years is the magical age you lose your gains? Why not 5? Why not 9? Okay, whatever. That's besides the point. Here's where the douchebaggery comes in. So OCB keeps polygraph, right? That's fine. They're outsourcing it. For example, when I used to guest post at the Uprising in Plattsburgh, New York, Ron Parmeter would literally bring in, with his own money, a former FBI agent, I believe it was FBI, to polygraph people. That's what he did. I don't know. Guess who makes money? $50, $40 to $50. I think it's $50 a test in the OCB. Matt Shepley, the president of the OCB, does the polygraphy himself. So he's forcing you to do a useless test to compete in his organization, where if you're a pro, you can't compete in the NPC. And by the way, there are only, I believe, 7 total pro shows to choose from. So as a natural, when you get ready for a show, whoever's competing naturally, you do more than one show because it's so friggin' hard. And naturals don't peak. There's no insulin, there's no drugs, there's no water dropping. You basically look how you look on stage 24 hours a day, other than a little bit of carbohydrate refeed, because you're not using drugs. Drugs is a whole new chemical animal. Your body can only take so many peaks in a period of time. Naturals can peak every week for about 4 weeks before your body just starts going, all right, I'm gonna die. So Matt and 2 other officers within the OCB are the ones who do all of the polygraphs. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't. But it's a pretty useless fucking test. It is useless. It is useless. The creator of the there's a reason why it's not admissible in court. Because you can pass it. I've known many enhanced athletes who have passed lie detector tests. Many. At OCB shows. It's not hard to pass. I've never done it. I've never taken a polygraph in my life because I don't compete naturally. Even when I was natural, I competed in NPC. It was just where I competed. I never even thought about competing naturally. And I know that's kind of hypocritical because, you know, I promote and love natural bodybuilding, but I always thought of it like this. If I want to go pro in football, I want to go pro in football in the NFL. I didn't want to go in the Arena Football League. My thought was unless it's IFBB or NABA, it really didn't matter. And I've changed my mind since then, but unfortunately since then I've been an HRT for a few years. And even though it's for therapeutic purposes, and I'll go over that in a second, I don't believe I should be able to compete. I mean, I'm 220 pounds shredded. Come on, that's not fair. So you're like, well, Mark, okay, that's okay. Well, they're just, doing their thing. Well, what if I was to tell you it's not just polygraphy? Not to be confused with polygamy. I'm not going to make judgment on polygamy. What if I was to tell you that Matt Shepley also controls the photography within OCB shows and charges $80 per competitor? So if you want pictures, which everybody does, you just dieted for 24 plus weeks because you're natural and you can't take drugs, which drugs work. Hear me out. So right there, 80 plus 50, that's $130. Check my math. You can use a calculator or you can use fingers and toes. So in addition to your card fee, your OCB card fee, in addition to your fee to compete, in addition to travel, tan, whatever, you also are being extorted for $130 to take a useless polygraph test and to have what I'm going to assume is not the greatest photography. I'm not a photography expert, but I'm guaranteeing you every city in the world has a photographer better than Matt Shepley. Even small-ass cities like, I don't know, California City, California in the high desert. Guarantee you there's someone there who can mop the floor with Shepley's photo skills. So, that's what we got. Polygraphy, photography, the top 2 P's, the PP's, P squared. How can anybody support an organization who not only enslaves their pros to compete in only the OCB, or else you lose that pro card? You, again, remember, these people dieted months, probably some of them a year, to get into the shape you need to get in. Natural bodybuilding is all about conditioning, bro. Not only that, but once you get there, you have to pay the embezzlement fee with their polygraph, which, by the way, let me explain polygraphs. When I sell a powder, okay, there's machine fuel in here, right? I have an overhead cost, okay? I'm only making 30% margin or whatever, right? So if I make the product for $10, I'm selling it for, I'm making I'm making $3 on it, right? Polygraphs, there's no inventory. It's not a tangible good. They buy the machine once, there's one fixed cost, and then it's just they use it. They plug it into the wall, which isn't their electricity because they're at a hotel, and they put the fucking nodes on people and they give them the fake test. Photography is just time because all he does is takes pictures, does a shitty job editing them, and uploads them. You guys are getting screwed. You guys are getting screwed. So let me explain on some other things, right? So other organizations do allow different drug policies. For example, HRT. However, even WADA allows therapeutic use exemptions. So, and honestly, ANBF, now I haven't been involved in the organization for like 3 years. However, there's been no one who's just run the board by just completely, using TRT. There's been very few competitors who've been on HRT. And also, if there's any coaches who are caught giving their clients banned substances, there are sanctions. They're suspended. So, and if you want to cross-compete, if you are, let's say, DFAC, and you want to compete in ANBF, ANBF honors other organizations' bans if they provide written notification of the ban. Nobody's done it so far, but it's there. Why do I mention that? Because there's other options, guys. You do not have to be OCB. If you're an OCB pro, there are other organizations that will accept your pro card in the OCB and let you compete as a pro. I'm pretty sure that WNBF does it. I'm pretty sure that DFAC does it. And I know for a fact that ANBF does it. So if you still want to compete in the OCB, and I will use this quote said by the almighty ruler of the natty world, Matt Shepley. You're part of the problem. You know what the problem is? The problem is the OCB. These egos are bigger than the muscles, man. So much ego, so much greed that we lost focus of what this is about. I haven't made one dime on natural bodybuilding. I never intend to. I have donated more product than any natural bodybuilder has ever bought from me. I have gone and judged shows on my own dime than will ever return on investment. I do not need the hassle. I love the sport. I love it. And when somebody shits on the kitchen table of the people I love, I'm going to take a shit right on your doorstep and I'm going to light that bitch on fire. Because this is bullshit. This is utter bullshit. And if you are a complicit professional in the OCB who thinks this is okay, you need to look yourself in the mirror and think to yourself, is this okay? Is it okay that I am being bamboozled? Is it okay that I'm being forced to not show off and go beat a bunch of guys on the NPC stage? Because you can. People have done it multiple times. For shit's sakes, Matthew Lillard is an IFBB pro. He's natural. Doug Miller won the Jay Cutler. Natural. You guys can say what you want about that. I'm going to claim I got this. Damon Gillis used to win. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Stop being played. It's time to make a change. It's time to stop giving your money to this organization and start supporting those who care about you and build up the other organizations because it's time for a change and enough is enough. And that's not a game. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look who I ran into in LA.
Good to meet you. I've been watching your videos a long time. Tell me about this protein bar.
So it's the Outright Bar, man. It's all natural ingredients made with real food. None of that. You ever want to work out? You want just a little snack, a little bar before training, but you know the other bars might give you a gut bomb.
Right.
This is something that doesn't have any prebiotic fiber, no glycerin, no sugar alcohols. It's whole, real food.
That is a tasty bar.
Really?
It's easy to eat. It's not too chewy. Normally eat something like this with a big ass glass of milk. That's good.
So it's like a cookie.
It's not good.
If you want, we also have want to try the almond butter one while we're here?
Love to.
All right, so
That's
this
a
is
badass bar.
This is made with almond butter, Steve.
That's a winner too.
Really?
He's badass. Good protein bars. Where can people find these?
Well, they can find it at any retail stores. You can find it at tigerfitness.com.
2 badass protein bars, so they get 2 double middle fingers up from Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line.